What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shane Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Dr. Umar Johnson is a very popular topic on this channel, okay? And I believe so because Dr. Umar Johnson, while being very talented and educated, he is belligerent. He is completely unaware of where he is in life. He has absolutely no concept of perception or any kind of acuity of what's going on around him. You know, he just doesn't. He just doesn't know what's going on. Like he doesn't understand that. As somebody said before, he's just looking dustier and dustier every day. And with a guy with his platform and the ability, if he had it, which he doesn't, any level of entrepreneurship or working together with people, he could be able to do it. But because he's not that smart, Dr. Umar Johnson has relegated himself to begging for dusty donations and cash apps to fund his agenda because he doesn't want to provide value for people anymore, and he believes he's better than everybody else so that he can not work for it. Okay, so what happened was there was a podcast in which he was mentioned, all right, and I believe that podcast was on the Tyson's podcast with rapper Freddie Gibbs, and there are some things that was mentioned about him. And what happened was Freddie Gibbs was called out by Dr. Umar Johnson because Freddie Gibbs mentioned Dr. Umar to Mike Tyson. Tyson says, "Who is he?" And pretty much Tyson said that Umar Johnson's points were wrong, that which Freddie told him. So Dr. Umar came out and called Freddie Gibbs a sellout, a coon, and all those things, and said that he will fight Tyson for $5 million. So Freddie Gibbs said he'll fight Umar for $5 million. He says Dr. Umar soft as hell. Dr. Umar gonna pick a fight with Mike Tyson because it's a political move for the internet. But you never said you want to fight Freddie King. Mike Tyson ain't gonna fight your fat ass, man. You're fat as F, bro. You cannot F with Tyson. Okay? So he says, I got love for Dr. Umar, but I will whoop your ass in the first round. I will get high and drunk on every drug. I will F you up. I need about $5 million to fight you. I got ish to do. So Dr. Umar says, listen, he tagged him. Paid in full. Please make the $5 million check payable to FDMG Academy. Let me just say this. I want the black community to learn something from this, if we can, as black men, all right? Dr. Umar Johnson has the ears, and one thing about being a social media influencer or anything, if you have the ears and hearts of people, and you have soft skills, you can build things that earn money, okay? Umar Johnson, if you even look at his King Kong and Consciousness YouTube channel, which is just him struggle streaming and Instagrams put up, Dr. Umar Johnson can use social media as a vehicle to earn money by creating content. Dr. Umar Johnson podcast. I mean, shout out to SBK Lifestyle because he mentioned like every time he goes on to the Breakfast Club, it's millions of views. What if Dr. Umar Johnson had his own podcast? He created value for people. He built a community around all of our talented business owners, our farmers, things that discuss the value chains that blacks can get into, the industrialization of Black America, which we definitely need. Those are the things that could really bring people together, and the money would be there easily. Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't want that. He is going to relegate himself to doing stupid shit like fighting in a celebrity boxing match. I just imagine somebody like Dr. John Henrik Clark or Malcolm X doing a celebrity boxing match for money. Could you, these are people who are intellectuals. You know, we put our thoughts on paper or we put our thoughts in debates, but to get out and fight somebody who is not an intellectual if you are. It's totally beneath you. It is because it should be. And that's what Dr. Umar Johnson, he's comparing himself to the intellectuals of the past with less class and less proof of concepts. And see, I want to talk about the guys that are going to get $10 million because of their work. Rory and Mal, okay? Reportedly, they have signed a $10 million deal with Stitcher a few months after being fired by Joe Budden. Okay? And I know that Rory and Mal, I mean, it's a good podcast. It's not really my style of content, but I like their setup. Good production. Hey, it looks like Joe Budden, they're watching Joe Budden for them, not him, because Joe Budden's doing not as good as he worked when he had him. But these guys want to work. They want to be in the business. No disrespect to Rory and Mal. Dr. Umar Johnson has a bigger ear. I would rather watch Dr. Umar Johnson on the podcast in the black community than Rory and Mal. Nothing against them. They're good. I've seen their podcast. So if Dr. Umar, if they're worth 10 million, what the is Dr. Umar worth? Umar has to be worth, if he was to put in the work, more than that. But Dr. Umar doesn't want to put on the work. What Dr. Umar wants to do is he wants to do gimmicky shit. And then you can give him the $5 million and he ain't gonna show up. Who gonna put $5 million in your account, bro? You gonna the money up because we know that you are. And this is the reality of a lot of black leadership. Let me tell you something. To industrialize our communities, our people, it takes work. It takes bringing the skills of our best people and our talented people, be it white collar or blue collar, and passing on systems to share those skill sets with our younger generation to continue on the diversification of Black America. Okay? And within that problem-solving mechanism, there's money. Outside of, oh, I want to have a school. No. If we were to funding a business that creates income, that creates situations, then we can fund everything. Because you cannot have group economics without a business. There is nothing that's about donations that helps group economics. Even education is something that is funded through group economics, not charity, to a certain degree. And Umar doesn't have a proof of concept for this. If we would have took 10 students and okay, we're going to train these 10 students, here's the benefits of them going here, you get all the money you want. Fine. We're going to go ahead and have these things that build value for the Black community so people will want to give us money because we were creating value for them. And then we're going to create a loyal base within the Black community, support our efforts. Fine. Umar doesn't want to do that. What Umar wants to do is he wants to beg. And I'm sorry. People are not going to continue to support you by begging or shaming them. That's Black church tactics, okay? Apple doesn't have to do that. In Umar and other Black entrepreneurs, we got to take out that we have to improve our quality of what we're trying to do to get support. We can't keep coming to the African American community asking people to support us with shitty stuff. Shitty gimmicks. I'll fight you for $5 million. Stop. Not when you're supposed to be a goddamn intellectual, bro. It doesn't make any sense. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first content to top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high.